friends, welcome to day 7 of Vlogmas. Today is Saturday, December 7th, and as you will have seen and noticed by now, I think I have combined 2 days worth of Vlogmas into one video because I had a very busy day yesterday and I had no time to edit yesterday's video. And honestly, I think I got 4 minutes of footage. So I didn't even have that much. I just sat down for an early afternoon coffee, drinking out of my favorite Christmas mug because I love peanuts. I love Charlie Brown Christmas. I love Charlie Brown everything, to be honest. It's such a nostalgic cartoon to me. This was a gift from my brother-in-law because it's not like he buys me gifts. Like, this is the only thing he ever bought me, but he knew how much I love Charlie Brown, and he has a Peanuts mug. And or was this the one that was a gift from him? Maybe it was my other Peanuts mug. He bought me one of my Charlie Brown mugs, but they're the same shape. They have the nice lip, and so yeah, this is my favorite. It makes me feel happy. I have not watched Charlie Brown Christmas yet. I'm saving that for closer to Christmas. So I thought I would sit down and have a little chat. Yesterday, I actually had a bit of a crafting day with my friend Danielle and Lily and my future daughter-in-law Jordan. And then Danielle's 2-year-old daughter was here as well. And we had a really great time. We had lunch, and then we basically crafted. Well, Jordan had to leave for work. She had to be at work at 4, so she only got to make one of the little ornaments that we made. But Danielle and I and Lily, we literally sat at the table and made these ornaments until I think 8:30 in the evening, maybe 9 o'clock. Danielle left at 9:45 last night. So I will show you what they are. Actually, why don't I just do that right now? I have my bowl of ornaments right here. So this is a very simple little Christmas craft, and it's definitely one that would be right up a knitter's alley because we always have extra yarn. So I will link, I'm actually going to link to the tutorial down in the description box. I'm not going to get into that here, but I just want to say all you need is cardboard, yarn to wrap the ornaments, some sort of hanger. I just used kitchen twine and hot glue. That's it. That's all you need to make these. And I just got on the internet, or actually it wasn't even the internet. I got onto Word and I made my little star templates, which is what I traced onto the cardboard, and then we just cut the stars out of cardboard, which I am getting a lot of boxes because I do most of my Christmas shopping online, so I have plenty of cardboard. This was a free, we just did this from my supplies that I have in my house, but we had so much fun, and it was simple enough that you didn't have to like be really, really creative. You really didn't have to be creative. So we could visit and talk, but the repetitive motion of it was so relaxing. And when I had picked this craft, I was a little bit worried that it was too simple, but I think they just turned out so darling. The only trick is figuring out how to wrap them so that you get all of like the cardboard portions covered up, and we all figured that out after the first one. So I made 2 bigger ones, and then I made mostly, how many do I have? 2, 4, 6, 7. I have 7 little ones, and I thought these would be great for not only an ornament for the tree, but also to tie on as a gift. That went right into my coffee. Oh my. Blooper. But I thought you could tie these onto your packages that you give as gifts. So I can definitely see myself making more of these. I saved my templates so that I wouldn't have to print more out. Do you notice that I'm wearing my red lipstick? Because I noticed having red lipstick on the other day when I was doing my housework made me feel it just elevated my mood. Who would have thought red lipstick? Although I guess I have heard that before. I mean, I know that, like, for me, when I'm at home during the day, I always get dressed. I personally it's really hard for me to stay in leggings and sweatshirts. I feel like I just want to sit around and be cozy all day if I do that. That's what I wear to bed. I wear leggings and a t-shirt to bed. So if I don't change into jeans or a dress and a sweater, then I feel like my brain thinks it's sleepy time. And so I've always dressed for the day, even if I'm not going anywhere, just because that mentally helps me with what I need to accomplish during the day. But I don't wear a lot of makeup. I wear mascara, and I don't even wear that every day. And I wear some lip gloss. But the red lipstick is so much fun. And so I thought I'm putting it on again today. I want to show you because I had first of all, thank you guys. So many of you said that that is the perfect shade of red for you. And that was really affirming for me to hear because I was a bit self-conscious. I don't know why, but I guess maybe because red is such a bold color, I felt weird. I still, when I see myself in the camera, I'm like, oh, I don't know about that, Amber. But I don't know, it's fun. But some of you asked me what brand I ended up getting. This is the Laura Geller brand. I have never used this. I have heard about it. I've been following them on Instagram because sometime earlier in the year, I heard that their makeup is often better for women who have aging skin, which I'm 45, so my skin is different now than when I was in my 20s and 30s. And I needed some new eye makeup and I thought I'm going to try it. And on Black Friday, they had really significant sales on their makeup. And so I ended up picking out this lipstick. So this was a bundle that I got, and it came with the lip liner and then the actual lipstick. The lip liner is the Modern Classic Waterproof Lip Liner. And I said in one of my other vlogs that the reason I wanted a red lipstick is just to have for like special occasions. And I have 2 of those coming up. I have my husband's Christmas work party next Friday, and then my son Ian is getting married in March of 2025. So it's a winter wedding. I have a deep emerald green dress that I'm wearing, so I wanted red for my lips. So this color of the lip liner is called Ritzy Red, and then the actual this isn't even called a lipstick, it's called a Jelly Balm Hydrating Lip Color. And so it doesn't even really look red. It looks more mauve when I look at it there and when I put it on my lips. But when you combine it with this liner, it makes the red look. Okay, what is this? Oh my goodness. Brick House. This is Brick House. So if you're looking for a red lipstick and you think you have similar skin tones to me, also, the other thing, actually the biggest thing that pushed me over, and this is not sponsored in any way, but there's like a 30-day money back guarantee if you're not happy. And I mean, any condition, like from what I read, I could bring these home, try them on, and if I didn't like them, I could send them back. And that's what really pushed me over the edge to go ahead and purchase this. I had said previously that if you guys had any questions for me, just to drop them in the comments, and you can continue to do that. I've gotten several questions that I'm kind of just trying to organically answer in the Vlogmas episodes as I feel it fits in. First of all, thank you guys so much for all the love you gave Lily when she did the little appearance on the vlog and talked about her crafting life. That was I feel like you guys were a huge confidence booster to her, and I appreciate it. I know she read all the comments, so thank you guys so much. One of the questions, someone asked me about our decision to adopt, and I will say, because she was also an adoptive mom, and so I will say that a lot of that is very personal, so I don't discuss that on the internet. And I would never discuss the personal issues of Sergey's life because that's not mine to discuss. Even though he's very open, but I would not personally feel right doing that. But I will say that we were 30. We were 30 years old when we adopted Sergey, which was the cutoff. There had to be 17 years. The Ukrainian law was there had to be 17 years between the child you were adopting and your age. And Sergey was 13 when we adopted him, and we were 30. And so we jumped right into the teenage years with Sergey, which was a big shock for both Brad and I and Sergey as well. But that's all I'm going to say about that. But I will say the reason we decided to adopt, it wasn't like we went into marriage thinking we're going to adopt. I had 4 pregnancies. I had 2 miscarriages. I had Ian and Lily, not in that order. But then we were unable to have children biologically after Lily, for a time after Lily. And again, that's a personal thing too, so I'm not going to discuss that. But then we both felt that through prayer and stuff, we felt that we were being called to adopt a child. So we went into the whole adoption process in 2008, and we were deep in the process of adopting a little boy with special needs. He was 2 years old. He lived in South Korea. And there were a lot of red flags, so we hired a specialist in Pittsburgh to do some evaluations, which basically consisted of her going through his paperwork and medical records extensively, because she was in Pittsburgh, he was in South Korea, so it wasn't like she could see him in person, but she was confiding in the doctors in South Korea. And they ended up diagnosing him with Fanconi's anemia, which is it's a fatal disorder. There are some things that you can do to prolong the child's life, including a transfusion, but she did not think that it would be wise for us to, it was totally up to us, but she was not sure how wise it would be for us to continue in the adoption of him, with considering the area that we lived in. We don't have a lot of diversity here. Especially not then. It's gotten to be more so lately, but especially back then. And it would have required, and we do have a children's hospital, a very good one that's about an hour from our house. So that was a positive thing. But she did tell me that parenting this little boy would have required very, very frequent trips to children's hospital and many, many hours invested in that. And at the time, Ian and Lily were 4 and 2, and we just we felt very overwhelmed by that. I will say that I did get depressed at that time because it was devastating to me. I had already envisioned him as my son. We had already talked to the kids about it because we were really far into the process. But anyway, there is a happy ending to that. But we decided to terminate that adoption, which was an excruciating decision, very difficult. And, we dealt with a lot of feelings of guilt from that, but I can totally see God's hand in that now, which I'm going to tell you why here in a bit. So I was like, I can't do this right now. We need to step back from the adoption process, because we had been in that process for over 9 months, I think, heading into a year. So in 2009, it was like summer of 2009, a friend of mine contacted me and she said, "Hey, Amber, I thought you and Brad might be interested in hosting a child from Ukraine." And so it was a hosting program. Long story short, we hosted Sergey. And it's just funny how God works, because when we went into the adoption thing, we were like, we want a baby. We want a healthy baby. As much as we knew. And then we ended up in the process of adopting Jin, who was a toddler with medical problems. And then it was like, okay, now we're hosting this 13-year-old. And we knew when he left, he stayed here with us for 6 weeks, from December 2009 into January of 2010. And so we knew when we put him back on the plane that we were planning on adopting him. We actually went to Ukraine in June. Brad and I went alone. Our kids stayed at my mom's, and then Brad's mom would have them on the weekend. And we were in Ukraine for 6 weeks because the process to adopt is long. And it's just always funny to me how it was like, no, we want a baby without any problems. as much as we knew anyway. And then it just evolved, and God really worked on our hearts. So that is how we ended up adopting Sergey. And it's, oh, so I found out just about 2 years ago that Jin was adopted by a family in the United States. And it's one of like the northern Midwest. Was it Michigan? It was somewhere over in that area. And they were able to find an exact match for him for this transfusion that he needed. And he was, still thriving. And that, when I found out about that, I was like, oh my gosh, thank you, Lord, because I didn't have to know that. The way I found out about it was so happenstance that because I've thought about him and I've wondered about him, and then I was able to get that information. So that was really wonderful. And it was like a gift from God to get closure on that situation. But that is a very small fragment of our adoption story. I'm home alone today. After my massage therapy appointment, I came home. I had an early lunch, and I fed my sourdough starter. I did some laundry. I decluttered the house from yesterday's crafting adventures. I just did some stuff around here, and then I sat down and enjoyed a little bit of knitting on my Advent sock. But the house is quiet, and I am by myself. I'm not sure what I'm probably going to do a little bit more knitting, because I didn't knit at all yesterday. I did a little bit in the morning, and then that was it. So I'm really, like, my fingers are itching to knit. So I think I'll do that. And I have dinner in the Instant Pot. I'm making a venison roast. So that'll be ready when everybody comes home tonight. We will have dinner together. I'm really actually in the mood to bake some Christmas cookies. I have not had any Christmas cookies. The molasses ones that Lily made the other day were not gluten-free. And so she asked me if I wanted them to be made gluten-free, and I said, no, it's okay, because sometimes you have to work at tweaking recipes, and I said, just make them with the regular flour. So I might do some gluten-free cookies today, depending on how much time I have left when I'm done with my knitting. And I want to do a little bit of my Christmas menu planning because it's nice and quiet here. So I'm going to I actually have like a fake fireplace on my TV right now. I might put some Christmas music on and sit down and plan my Christmas menu. I host Christmas here at our house. So that sounds like actually something enjoyable to do today as well. I don't know. It's probably like 2 in the afternoon. So I have 2 or 3 hours before everyone gets home. So I'm going to take advantage of that and just hopefully chill and relax, and yet get some things done. Some fun things like menu planning.